טוב, התחלנו. Okay, hi everybody. We are getting ready for the Japan cruise, and today we have Samantha, the guide, with us, and we want to go over the tour. But let's start with Samantha. Maybe if you want to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I am a South African-born, Israeli-raised Japanese citizen, living in Japan for the past almost 30 years, married to a Japanese man, and we have 4 beautiful children.
Wonderful.
Yes, indeed.
Amazing. Okay, so we are starting our tour. Basically, we'll meet at the hotel in Odaiba. Some of you are coming a few days before, some more, but all of us will meet on the 16th of October at Grand Nico Hotel, and we are basically starting the tour on the 17th morning. So that day we are going to Yokohama, and yeah, a few words from Samantha.
Okay, so we are going to start our day in Yokohama, which is a port city, and that's where the cruise is actually leaving from. We're going to try and go see a Nissan factory. And then if that works out, that'll be fantastic. But otherwise, there's Chinatown right there. And we can enjoy a very colorful, very vibrant area full of great foods and shopping.
Yes,
But it's going to be a very short time. It's Friday, so we're not going to have too much time. We have to board quite early, but we're going to have a lovely start, a nice taste to the beginning of Japan.
Yes, indeed. And the Chinatown is supposed to be very nice. And this is the port where we are departing. And we'll have, this is also the Friday, so we're doing the Shabbat service and everything. And okay, good. So that's our first day. We'll get to know the ship. Of course, we'll try to board relatively not too late, so we have some time to, find the rooms and the luggage and start the tour of the ship and our bridge room and everything else. So that's always, I like to get there in a good time. Okay, starting our cruise, the first day is in Shimizu, which is not far from the famous Fuji mountain. Samantha, what are we going to do in Shimizu?
Okay, so we are going to be keeping our fingers crossed, first of all, to be able to see this beautiful, iconic mountain, the most famous mountain of Japan, probably the biggest symbol in Japan, Mount Fuji. We're going to start with an observation deck looking onto Mount Fuji. It's called Nihon Daira. And we're not going to see the cherry blossoms in the picture because it's going to be autumn. But and I think it's going to be a bit too early for the colors, for the autumn colors. We'll see them further north. But it is a very, very impressive mountain, and hopefully we can see it. It's not going to be as beautiful as in that picture because there's no snow yet, unless we're lucky and we get some snow. Then after that, we're going to go to the shore. And what you're seeing here is there's a very unique position of you get the water and you get the pine forest and the mountain behind it. And we're going to we're going to keep our fingers crossed to be able to see this beautiful scene. Mm-hmm. And then finally, we're going to go to the fish market if we have time. Mm-hmm. Which is always a fun place in Japan. And it's not going to be the only fish market we're going to encounter on our trip, but it's going to be the first one.
Yes. Okay, that's our day in Shimizu. And the next day is Osaka, yes? Which is basically the base that we are going to Kyoto. Just a few words about Kyoto. So because it's quite a drive from Osaka and because we are starting relatively late because the ship comes in not early in the morning, something like 10:30, it's going to be a long day and we'll get back very late. The ship is docking in Osaka for 2 days. And we want as much time as we can in Kyoto because obviously there is a lot to see, starting with the Golden Pavilion. Samantha.
Yes, so this is again one of the most famous shrines in Kyoto, a beautiful golden pavilion, as you can see. We call it Kinkakuji. Beautiful, as you can see, pictures. I mean, we're going to be in autumn and hopefully we're going to see a bit of the foliage then. After that, we are going to go to,
Mizudera.
yeah, exactly. Kiyomizudera. There we're gonna, that area is lovely. You can see the structure. You've got a very, the streets are filled with shops, foods. You can taste lots of different foods, do some more shopping if you want to. Every place we get to, you're gonna see there's lots of shoppings to do in
Yeah.
Japan. But leave your luggage empty because Tokyo
Yeah,
is where you're gonna really want to
definitely.
stock up on things. But again, you can taste the local foods. It's the atmosphere, it's fantastic. It's very crowded. We have to be prepared for that too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end up in Gion, which is actually where the geishas work and live. And if we're lucky, we're going to see a geisha, and we're not going to take photos because that's forbidden. But that's
Okay.
a very, yeah, I'll tell you all about that when we get there because there's been a lot of deals with that. But
Okay.
yeah, Kyoto is where we're going to enjoy, soak up tradition, Japan's tradition.
Yeah.
And this day is going to be a beautiful day and a very, very long day, as you mentioned before, because it is one of the few days that we don't have to rush back to the boat. So we
Right.
can really enjoy it. But, be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. So the next day, as we are docking in Osaka, and we are leaving not too late, so of course we'll focus on Osaka itself, which is also a very nice city. Starting in the observation tower or something. Yeah, here I have it here.
Yeah, Tsuntetaku is, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
this,
We
yeah, you
can
can see
put it
it in the background. Yeah, that
back.
very, yeah.
Let's put it big
It's
in here.
it's an iconic landmark of Osaka, and we're going to go up and we can take a look all around. You've got a picture, I think, of what it looks at the top as well.
Mhm.
It's a
Have this.
tower.
You want
Yeah,
to see a view from the
yeah,
top.
exactly. There we go. Yeah, it's 103 meters. It's beautiful. Hopefully, we'll have a good day. That's always a problem with Japan. It can rain every day, but you British people obviously can relate. It won't be a shock, or it maybe not even
No.
disappointing if the weather's not good. But we're going to hope for good weather. And actually, winter is much better than summer. So let's hope for some clear days, and then we can have a nice look on the map on this
Okay.
town. And from there, we're going to go to the market.
Yeah.
Kurumon Market, yeah, which is very famous for lots of foods and especially seafood dishes. You can see it gets crowded, but very vibrant, noisy, lots of smells, but it's great. It's great vibes. And then at the end, we're going to go to Dotonbori. Yes, which is another, it's crazy nightlife, very crowded, great street foods, restaurants, theaters, bars, you name it, it's all there, and a lot of people as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
Osaka is reminded me when I was there, remind me Tokyo in like a small Tokyo in a way. So it's also
Yeah,
is
yeah. Well, you're not going to experience Tokyo until the end, so this is going to give you a small taste of what's yet to come.
yeah, something like
But
that.
in a different way, in a different fashion, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we are going to Hiroshima. I
No,
remember.
Kochi, first Kochi.
Kochi, Kochi, Kochi. Sorry, Kochi.
Yeah. So we're going to first go to Kochi is the next day, and then we're going to go to the botanical gardens. There are over 3,000 species. It's beautiful there, as you can see in the pictures.
We'll have
And
more the fall colors. Yes, the autumn.
yes, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, oh, might be a bit too warm, but let's
We're
keep
on
our
we're on
fingers
the
crossed.
border there of the. We'll see.
Yes, we're hoping for that. Yeah, but as you can see, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And then we're going to see the Kochi Castle,
Yes.
which is very unique because it's one of the 12 last standing castles, which are actually original, going back to the Edo period, while all others have been reconstructed. So
On.
we can see an original
Yeah.
castle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Kochi Day. By the way, that's on the island. It's not on the main island of Japan. This is on Shikoku or something. No,
Shikoku, yeah.
it's different island.
Shikoku, you're right.
Okay, from here, uh, now it's Hiroshima. Yes, now it's Hiroshima.
Right. Next, we go to Hiroshima. We're going to start at Miyajima, which is an island. Take a ferry there.
Mhm.
There's like this very it's Kushima Shrine, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Mark. And as you can see, there's this gate, the Torii Gate, which is in the water, and it's probably one of the most famous scenes of Japan.
Yeah.
When the tide is in, then you can see the waves, and then when the comes out, then it becomes land. I
Mhm.
think we're going to be there in the morning.
Morning, yeah, morning.
So yeah, so probably we're going to see it with water. And then we've got the very, very cute wild deer roaming
So
around.
this museum.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
show
yeah.
us the deer.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah.
this. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So they are very, very cute, but you have to keep your stuff really close by because they're very cheeky. They will go and try and grab anything you give them, or you don't give them, or you keep in your pocket. So you just have to keep your money secured. But
Okay.
otherwise, yeah. And from there, we're going to go on the ferry to Hiroshima, which obviously is the place where the atomic bomb fell. And we're going to go and see this memorial, this peace memorial park and museum and monument. Be prepared. It's going to be heavy. I think that it's an important part of Japan, and in order to understand the Japanese people, we have to also get to know this part of their history and see how history is interpreted differently, as for us as Israelis or for Jews, and then for the Japanese, it's going to be an interesting discussion. We can talk about that
Yeah.
on the
Yes.
okay.
Okay, then we have a sea day after that. Yes, a day at sea. Then, of course, a lot of activities on the ship, a lot of activities that we do, bridge and non-bridge. But the most important will be, of course, the series of lectures. We have 3 sea days in total. Each one of them will have a different lecture with Samantha as part of the day. That will be in the schedule, and just mentioning it. More details, of course, nearer the time, nearer the cruise. Okay, next day we are in Busan, correct? If I
Yeah.
remember correct.
Right. We go to
So we
Korea.
have a chance to taste Korea a little bit, Southern Korea, not the northern one yet. Who knows when?
No, thank you.
But soon, probably.
Yeah.
Busan is seems like a very nice town. We'll have there a different guide, a local guide, Korean girl, lady. And we are going to visit 3 places there. We're going to visit a temple in the morning. This is the temple here. And then we are going to visit a nice neighborhood. It's a colorful neighborhood. Here you can see here all the colorful houses. That's, yeah, we can see and from there, the market on the beach. I don't think I have photos of that, and back to the ship. So I think it will be interesting to discuss also the history, the tense history between Japan and Korea, which is
Yeah.
very interesting. So that's
Yeah.
we'll discuss on that day. I think it's a nice addition, extra to not only Japan.
And
Uh,
I get the
yeah,
chance to be a tourist on that day too. So
you have
I'm
it.
looking forward to that. Yeah.
Okay, next day we are in
On
Hakodate.
Well, then you've got a day at sea, and then yeah,
The
and
day
then
at
you
sea,
get
day at sea, and then Hakodate, which is this is basically the northeast, if I remember correct, island of Japan. Um, okay, so Hakodate, Samantha, few words about Hakodate.
okay. So it's actually the northern island of Hokkaido. So it's at the
Hokkaido,
tip.
Hokkaido, yeah, exactly.
Right. And we're going to start here at this a star-shaped Japanese fortress. In the past, now it's turned into a garden. We're going to go up to Mount Hakodate to see a beautiful panoramic scene of the city, 360 degrees.
That's this one.
Again, we're going to hope for good weather.
Yeah,
We're always hoping for good weather.
definitely
Yeah.
helpful. You know?
And from there, we're going to go down to the
Red
port,
brick. The red
and
brick.
we're going to go to the red brick warehouse, which
Mhm.
offers seaside shopping and strolling. And we can see, well, we'll speak about the history, how when Japan becomes modern, they use this European buildings rather than the wood. They use these bricks as
Mm.
a as for storehouses, and now they turned them into these great restaurants and shopping and galleries. So they're all over Japan, but they remind us of the history of Japan once it opened up to the world. So that will be a nice. We see it, I think, also in Yokohama, these red brick
Yeah, and more, I
warehouses.
think. Yeah. That for
Right.
some reason remind me the Muse in London, where the stables basically went transformed into a very very expensive real estate.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, but it's nice, you take. I think what they do here, I don't know about London, but they do preserve and keep it as a historical site. It's not just,
Yeah, yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Of course, it's
Yeah,
different.
right. Okay, next
Okay,
we go
we
to
are going to
Aomori.
Mori. Let me just find the photos from our Mori. Yes, this is our
Yes.
Mori, and we are starting with Oiras.
Boards.
Board. Yes.
Yeah, so now we're going to really enjoy nature, and we're up north, and we're gonna definitely, I mustn't say that, see the autumn colors. It's gonna be a day full of nature. You can see water and the golden red leaves. There's moss and it's forest, the waterfalls. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
But we are expecting it to be quite cold.
Yeah.
So you do want to, bring your warm clothes for this day.
Yeah. No, we'll remind it nearer the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, from there we have another lake.
Yeah, we go to
Not
Towada Lake, which
what
is
lake.
like crystal clear blue water. And again, we're going to see the stunning red and golden autumn colors, as you can see here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that day. From here, we're going back to the ship, and that's it. That's basically the last port before going back to Yokohama, Tokyo.
You have another day at sea.
There is another day at sea, yes, but in terms of the ports, so one more
Yeah,
day at sea, and then we are back to Tokyo.
yeah,
And here we have time to have a full day in Tokyo.
yeah.
We chose three neighborhoods, and then of course we have where we are staying, which is also very interesting. So that's an extra that you can walk from the hotel easily. So we're starting with Akihabara.
Akihabara, yeah, Akihabara. Well, Tokyo is crazy. It has so many different sides to it. We're gonna start in probably the craziest part of the city.
Okay.
This is like the geek place where we're gonna see lots of maid cafes and animal cafes, and you're gonna have all the characters and the figures, and we're gonna speak a lot about the culture of this subculture, I must add, of this small neighborhood.
Mhm.
But which I'm sure you've been exposed to, and if not, you're going to full force.
Then
From there, we
Harajuku.
go to Harajuku. Harajuku is young town, fashion, food, crazy food. We're gonna, as you see, what you saw right there. Yeah, there's fashion. But before that, we saw the street, which is called Takeshita Street, where you
Yeah,
are going to find the craziest foods, the craziest fashion,
this one.
interesting, colorful people. It reminded me a bit of Carnaby Street when I was back.
Carnaby, Soho.
Yeah. Well, I don't know in the 80s. I don't know what it's like today, but in the 80s, with all those hippies, with all those, not hippies, what are those called? Those guys with the funny hairstyle.
The punk, you mean?
Yes, yes, yes. So here it's not punk, but you're going to see a lot of gothic. You're going to see a lot of cute fashion.
Yeah,
From there, we're going to go to Shibuya.
yeah. That's Shibuya.
And this is famous for the big crossing, the biggest crossing of the world. We're going to be there hopefully towards the evening as the crowds get thicker. It becomes very impressive. We're going to observe it from a coffee shop, and we can cross it a few times. It's thrilling. It's exciting. It's fun. And Shibuya again is a young town. We're going to see the youngsters and how they, how they hang out and what they do. And again, try and discuss the differences of what you know from the Western culture and what's unique for Japan. And in Shinjuku, which is where the hotel is, and Shinjuku also has a very interesting nightlife. I don't know if we're going to have a chance, but I'll be glad to share with you that
I
aspect.
think at that point, it will be more individual.
Too
If
much.
they are tired, then they are tired. If they are not tired, then of course, Samantha is staying at the hotel. So
Yeah.
if everybody, if whoever will still be
Interested in listening, yeah. But I
to do
must say
some
that in
more, and
Shinjuku,
maybe together we'll go to dinner somewhere if you want.
I
That's
just
open. That's open. We'll
I
see this one.
I just want to add that Shinjuku has got great shopping. So if you have been holding on, then this is where you're going to let go because you've got Uniqlo, you've got Muji, you've got, all
Yeah,
of the big brands. And
yeah.
yeah, so don't worry.
Also an
Yes, good.
option for shopping, definitely. That's the day
Yeah,
before the flight back home, so that's probably a
right, right. So we
good
must leave
timing.
sometime.
Good time.
Yeah.
Okay, Samantha, thank you very much.
Yes. Well, thank you. I look forward to
Yeah,
meeting everyone.
yeah. I'm sure
And
everybody is waiting, me included, and
yeah, we
we'll see
haven't
you
met.
soon. It's not that far now. It's not that far. Not
I
that far.
know, I know. And we're just going to keep our fingers crossed for a few things. Good weather, which is allowing us to see the mountain, first of all,
Clear day
to
to
enjoy the scenes. And then we want it to be cold enough so that we actually get the autumn colors.
the colors of the autumn. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we'll keep that in
Okay.
mind, and we'll try to pray. Okay.
Never, it does, yeah, it can't go wrong.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you very much.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.